Hey guys, what's up? Toboloco here. Welcome back to our Palestine qualifying series on the 2010 FIFA World Cup South Africa game. And we are in the final part of this qualification with Palestine. And we are in a very, very hard group with South Korea, Japan, Australia and Qatar to try and contend with for those automatic qualifying spots. It's going to be really difficult, I think. Although Palestine have been scoring goals, defensively we're really shaky. In the last part, we were only winning by like one goal every game, apart from the Bahrain match. But every time we played nations like Japan, they were just too strong for us. So I'm hoping today that we can do something special and qualify for the World Cup with Palestine. And just to remind you, it's still on Legendary difficulty. It always is on Legendary because it is the best way to play 2010. Alright then, here we go then. Back away from home against Japan. A setting we all know too well with Palestine. We came here and we lost 2-1 last time out, which wasn't really a bad result at all, but Japan did dominate the game in terms of possession and shots, like they will obviously because they are bigger. But let's see what we can do. We've got a bit more form now, so maybe we can switch the result upside down. Here comes Rayari on the ball here for Palestine. It's going to be a through ball and poked across, and Palestine have scored. It's a great move, and that is 1-0. Abba Latifah has scored. He popped up a few times in the last video, and he pops up here to get the goal. Nice set of passing there from Palestine to undo Japan and force their goalkeeper to come forward, and obviously didn't get the ball. So it's 1-0 away from home, but that's how we started on the last match away from home against Japan, and then we ended up losing. So we need to hold on. Great tackle by Rayari into the middle. Amar, can I shoot? Oh, just saved. And Palestine, very bright start. So through ball, and here comes Amar. It could be two if he wants it. No, it's off the post. Unlucky. That could have been two, but the post denies us. Into the box. And the finesse shot. Oh, off the bar. Palestine coming close yet again, and that's going to be half-time with the score at 1-0 to Palestine. Very good effort from them so far. Can they hold on against Japan for a fantastic start in the group? A lot of people would say in real life that they would be finishing pretty much last in this group, but we're going to keep fighting. Japan moving forward, and it's headed, and it's good save. I don't know where that sort of came from, that back header. I thought I actually was able to get rid of it, but no, we actually missed the header, and what a save. Japan again knocking on the door. They did this last time and it took them a few attempts to actually score, and there we go, another one just goes wide. Here comes Amar for Palestine. He's pushing his way through. Can he get through? Not quite. 70th minute, and we're still holding on to this 1-goal lead, which is obviously amazing. I just want to hold on for the next 20 minutes in game time and we'll get this result. Well, we've got 2 minutes left. Japan have not done an awful lot to say that they're going to get back in this game unless they have sort of a hidden dagger up their sleeve in the last sort of minute, which won't be happening, I don't think, because we have the ball just over the top here. No, not quite. And this would be a fantastic start for Palestine in this qualifying group. It'll give me a lot of confidence going into the South Korea match and Australia as well. Japan cross it in. Header, and that's just gone wide. And I think that is game over. Palestine have stolen this result away from Japan. 1-0. That is fantastic. What a start from Palestine. Shaky defensively still, but it's okay, not too bad at all. So our next match is back at home, and it's still a tough match. It's against South Korea, but that win against Japan has kind of inspired a little bit of confidence in me to try and win this next match against South Korea. That's a good ball. Cross that in, and we're still going to get there. Yes, we have. Cross that in again, and it's headed away. Palestine putting on a lot of pressure in the first 7 minutes. Through ball. Uh-oh. No. That's going to be a goal, isn't it? Yeah, I couldn't really properly turn. And that is Park Chu-young with the goal. It's 1-0 to South Korea. A mistake at the back. And it cost me dearly. Okay, 1-0 down. I don't know if Palestine have the character to get back in this game. And he puts it wide into the side netting. It's very hard to stop these players, but it's going to be. We are still the weaker team. And the form obviously still hasn't propelled us to absolute stardom just yet. Here comes South Korea, and they put it wide. A lot of these chances that the AI is having, they keep going wide. They're not very clinical tonight. So through ball to Amar. Amar, he saved it. I tried to place it in the bottom right hand corner, and for some reason he went to the left. Go on, through ball. Abalatifa. Can he put it in? No, not that time. Again, is saved by the South Korean keeper. And at half time, it's going to be 1-0 to South Korea thanks to a defensive mistake. It's not like Palestine haven't tried to get back in the game. I just think that some of our shots haven't been very good. Go on, through ball. Abdallah. And not bad, but it still goes wide. Again, another chance for Palestine. Doesn't hit the target. It's going to be a through ball. My defence is all but gone, apart from one man at the back. And oh no, they've scored. And that's 2-0, and that will end the game. Park Chu-young has scored in the 85th minute to put all doubt behind us now that South Korea will be winning this game. My defence got caught. We had a corner and, well, we pushed up too high. I mean, ambitious, but a little bit too ambitious in this game, I think. South Korea pushing. And Palestine don't want to get anywhere near them, and that's just gone wide. And I think this will be end of the game. There's a yellow card for some reason at the end of the game. But yeah, we lost. To be expected, you know, with a side like Palestine. But I just thought there were some key chances that we had to score, and we didn't take them. So hopefully we can get back into a rhythm against Australia or Qatar. Here we go then. We are away from home, technically, against Qatar. Well, I say technically because on this game, Palestine's home ground is listed as Doha, and obviously Doha is in Qatar. Over the top here, and Atal is back up top for us. That's a huge boost because Atal was one of the top goal scorers in the last video. Good passing play from Palestine, but again, just not linking up properly at the moment. Fabio Cesar crossed it in, but it's punched away. And again, Qatar coming a little bit too close for us here. Is there a chance? No. We're just getting absolutely shut down sometimes by these defenders. I just don't think that Palestine really have that much form behind them at the moment, despite getting some decent results in the qualifiers. And here comes Qatar. And they roll it wide. That should have been a goal. Maybe the pressure of the defender made him put it wide. I don't know. It's going to be crossed in and headed away. But straight into the path of that player. And it's just deflected out for a corner to Qatar. Not like so many highlights so far. But, you know, it's still okay. It's still an entertaining game so far. I just like to get a goal if I can, but I haven't even been able to touch the ball because Qatar have been so intense. And as we go into half time, it's 0-0. I feel like there's a real problem with Palestine's defending. Of course there is going to be, obviously, no doubt about it, but I just feel like they are still so shaky at this point. And I know sides can still be like that, but it's just, yeah, I just thought maybe we can have the dream run, but, you know, no time to panic just yet. So through ball, and here comes Palestine. Abalatifa, that's saved, and that was a bit of a weird one, but okay, it's a shot nonetheless. And we're struggling to defend a bit. Come on, can we defend this attack? This is great play by Qatar, and they've done me. They've absolutely done me. We had an attack one end, and then they came back and got another attack and a goal. And that's 1-0 thanks to Soria. And, well, we just couldn't defend that, and Palestine are now 1-0 down. There's definitely a problem with the defending at the moment. I don't know if this team still has form, like I said, so... yeah, not brilliant, because I did say that, well, it would be hard, of course, it's Qatar. But, yeah, it's just one of our main chances to win. Qatar have been rock solid at the back, not letting Palestine have anything, unfortunately. It's just one of those games where, you know, no matter how hard you try, you still can't do it. And can we go through perhaps? There is maybe a minor chance. No, there isn't. Again, cut out by Qatar. And they're relentless. They have been absolutely relentless defensively in this match. And we drop another game, this time against Qatar. It's 1-0 to Qatar. I mean, fair enough. We did play well, but we just didn't play well enough. And unfortunately, that's 2 games dropped. Our 4th match of this qualifying round is against Australia. We are back at home for this one. And we desperately need to try and get some points. Otherwise, we will be rooted to the bottom of the table. Or near the bottom anyway. But this doesn't bode well for us. It's Australia. Again, another big team. Here we go, Palestine. Hey, they scored. It's 1-0 very early on. And what a nice move that was. 3 minutes in, Abba Latifa has hit Australia with a sucker punch. It's 1-0. The passing was so nice. We dragged all these players out of position and then just scored with a simple tap in. Oh no, here comes Tim Cahill. He's practically through. I'm not going to catch him. The computer's been so relentless today. And it's rolled in for 1-1. I didn't know where he was going. He like turned upwards and I was like, what's he going to do? And then he just ran on forward and tapped it in. Okay, Australia 1-1. Again, Palestine's defence caught at the back. It's going to be. If we're so attacking minded, of course, defensively, we're going to be left stranded. So through ball to Abba Latifa. He's through. It's saved. And it's rebounded and it's in. Following the save by Schwarzer, Abba Latifa has scored to make it 2-1 and Palestine have got 2 goals against Australia. So through ball to Alamore. He's practically on his own on the wing. Into the box. And it's wide by Palestine. That was a big chance to extend it to 3-1, but no. Chipperfield on the ball. He crosses that in. And that's a perfect cross. And is that a goal or is it offside? It's offside, thankfully. And we have survived up until half-time with the score at 2-1 to Palestine. If it stays like this, we will be still in the race for those automatic spots. If we drop this game, then, of course, we're going to have to try and get playoffs or something. Over the top. Palestine, they've got it. Is there a chance? It's saved by Schwarzer and a corner for Palestine. Great move. Defender couldn't quite get it. And we were through and we should have scored. He saved it with his shoulder. How insane is that? Only 12 minutes really in this game for Palestine to hold on. It would be very strange, dropping the game against Qatar only to beat Australia straight afterwards. But such is football and life as well. Sometimes it can surprise you. Qatar are leading by 2-0 over South Korea as well. So maybe Qatar have got some really good form. Come Australia. They crossed that in. It's headed away. And they still got the ball somehow. And that flies wide. Australia had a massive chance to equalise and it flies wide. We're struggling with the clearances and the tackling. But yet we're still winning by 2-1. Into the box. And the finesse shot goes over the bar. How unlucky. And it's a corner again. It must have deflected. A towel. Not quite there. That should be game over. Yes. We have beaten Australia by 2-1. A surprise result considering the rest of the qualifying campaign hasn't been exceptional. It's been okay, but it hasn't been super good. I say touching distance at the halfway point, but look at this. We're actually top of the group, but look how close it is. I've never seen it be this close before, with Palestine and Qatar in the driver's seat for the top 2 places. Australia currently in playoffs, but South Korea and Japan behind them literally by goal difference. It's crazy close at the moment. In Group B is Iraq and North Korea. Is exactly the same situation as our group. Iraq and North Korea hold down the top 2 spots. Saudi Arabia in the playoffs and Iran and UAE just behind on goal difference. Here we go then, 5th match of qualifying for Palestine, just over the halfway point. We're against Japan. This time we are at home for this one. Can we get a good victory again against Japan to get a very important 3 points on the board at this stage? I think 2 out of 4 wins might be enough in this group. It's so close though. It's very, very close. We are the weakest team in the group, obviously, so we're going to have some problems in these last 4 matches. But I really hope that we can make it to the World Cup. I'm banking on it, but it's just, yeah, it's going to be super hard. Tamada out to Matsui, into the box. Akubo, Tamada again, and he's offside. And, well, Japan are trying to work it in very meticulously, but Palestine's defense very, very strong so far. Here we go, Japan, and they roll it wide. Again, another chance goes begging for Japan. Through ball, a towel. He's going on through. Come on, we have to score here, right? No, we can't that time, but there is a second chance. Maybe not. It's a corner. Great tackle there by Palestine, and they're still pushing. Is there a chance? No. It honestly feels like, even though we are on green form, it just doesn't feel like this team is strong enough at the moment to contend with the likes of Japan. Usually in this point of the run, you either get a very good team with the form or a very average team. And unfortunately, we've got the average. Japan pushing. And that is a great ball. Is there a chance? No. But, oh, the header goes over the bar. I saw him winding that header up. And I thought, that's definitely going in. But no. Can the second half be better for any of these two sides? It's vital for both teams to win the game as we go into the later stages of qualification. Japan have got past my defence. I can't stop them. And they've rolled it in for 1-0. Japan are the ones to take the lead, and it's Tamada. 51st minute, and I just got behind the defender and I couldn't shove him off the ball. That's the problem. If you don't get in front of them, you're going to be behind them because they're going to be stronger, of course. Abalatifa for Palestine. Trying to shake these defenders. It's so hard because Japan are all over me. All over me. It's so annoying. And here comes Japan with Tamada. Can he make it too? Oh, that was terrible defending, and it's just gone wide, thankfully. Over the top. And given away by Japan. The shot is blocked, and it doesn't go to my player. Japan have been so irritating when it comes to that. Into the box. And, oh, that was a horrible shot. I get the idea, but that was horrible. A towel, usually so good in front of goal. And it just, oh, I mean, it wasn't that bad, but it curled away from net. And that is weird. I don't understand that. But we're going to drop points here against Japan. No shame in that at all. But there were times that we could have won the game as well, easily. But unfortunately, for some reason, we just didn't take our chances. It was shooting. Really, that was the problem in this game. Not really defending. I know, obviously, defensively, we switched off and we couldn't tackle them, but it was the chances we had up top that failed us in this match because we could have easily scored. But unfortunately, we dropped points here against Japan. We need to win our last 3 games to have any chance of qualifying now that Australia and Japan have won. Here we go then, next match away from home against South Korea. Another tough match. This group is very hard, by the way. It is quite hard for a half-star team. I know I've done it in the past with certain nations. You know, I won't spoil it, but, you know, I have done it with certain nations. But this one doesn't seem like it's going to get over the line. I don't think it is. Moving the ball around, and here comes the towel. Is there a chance for a towel? No, there isn't. Unfortunately, we couldn't get the header, and we lose the ball. Great little back heel from Palestine, but, oh, just about. I mean, we are hustling them, but it just doesn't feel like I'm in total control of the ball right now. South Korea blazed past my defenders, and double rebound thing. I don't even know, but yeah, we've conceded, and Lee Kyung-ho has scored. And you know what, my defender just stood there. It's like he didn't even want to try, unfortunately. Over the top here, what a fantastic ball. Lee Kyung-ho, he keeps it on, crosses it in, and headed away. And like, this is a bit shaky from us. We are just not playing the way that I want to play. We got an injury now. That is never a good thing. And I think this run is starting to slip away from us, unfortunately. You know, I think it's just not here. I mean, the form is good. It's actually really good for, you know, Palestine. But I just don't understand why. I just don't get it. Like, Why are we not being a bit more competitive? Here comes South Korea. If we don't tackle them, oh my goodness, the dribbling, that is insane. And they've just scored a Lee Kyung-ho. I want to see this dribbling. I didn't think it was possible in 2010. Look at this, like, look at that. Like, oh, you really have to focus in on that replay, but that is incredible dribbling from the AI. Well, that was a hard half. It really was. We're 2-0 down, and South Korea have completely outclassed us here. I mean, of course they are definitely going to do that, right? Of course they are. It's a through ball, and here comes the Tao. Can he get a goal? He can get a goal. All right, he's got one back with Palestine's first shot of the game. Atao has scored to make it 2-1. Is the comeback on? Well, I hope so. But it took a long time to get that goal. South Korea have been relentless, just like Japan. Every single team I played in this group have been very, very in my face. So through ball, here comes Mohamed. Is there a chance for Mohamed? Oh, he just caught it. Oh, my goodness. That was a terrible shot. Great play by Palestine. And it's saved again. The great play, but unfortunately, we couldn't get the shot off. This is great play. Palestine. Crossed in. It doesn't really go to who I want it to go to. And no, the shot, it just didn't happen. Into the box. Ref, oh, that was such a good challenge. That was an amazing challenge to stop me, and that could be the run. That could be the one that ends the run. Oh my goodness, off the bar. 1 minute of added, and I'm not going to get the ball back, unfortunately. And it's a foul. Of course it is. Of course it's a foul. Oh my goodness, this has been insane. If we win the last 2 matches and qualify, well, that'll be incredible. But we're gonna lose here against South Korea, unfortunately. Even their player got in the way of that goal kick. Like the cheating strategy. They've been dominant on the ball and everything like that, but their chances, like, they had 2 good ones at the start of the match, of course, and then they just dropped off and allowed Palestine to get back into it. But yet again, it's just our shot selection as well. There's 2 more matches to play for Palestine. They have 6 points. The rest of the group have 8 points and 11 points. I'm sure it'll show you when we get into the game, but I just want to remind you, it's still on Legendary. I'm not going to change it. You know, if I have a miraculous comeback, then obviously, you know, it's just down to me, not like anything else. But yeah, just Palestine, man, I feel sorry for them, because obviously the amount of chances we had and we couldn't score. If we could score more goals, of course, then we could have won those 2 games or drawn them and been in a better position. But Qatar here, it could be a chance. But remember, last time we played Qatar away from home, they did us. So it's not looking brilliant so far. Go on. Abba Latifa, you have to, right? Surely. Look, where's that pace coming from that Qatar defender? I mean, I get it. Abba Latifa is like rated 60, but come on, where did that pace come from? It's a good ball. And here comes Qatar. Great passing, and that is wide. Unbelievable miss from Qatar. That would have buried me. So through ball, and we are taken out by that defender. It's going to be a free kick. Now, I doubt that Palestine will be able to hit one from distance and score, but we'll give it a go. Why not, right? No, that's why not. Palestine moving, and okay. Well, again, another half like this, and that better not be offside. It's not, but oh, Palestine put it wide. Unbelievable miss. Like, the goalkeeper put pressure on us, but Mohamed put it wide, and oh, that is just so unfortunate. It's the story of this run. Just not being able to put away our chances. And at half-time against Qatar, we are still drawing 0-0, which is decent, but we need to win. It's been a strong performance from Qatar at the back here, and Palestine as well. Still 0-0, but we're giving away too many fouls, stopping the game too much. I think it might be too little too late for Palestine, I think. The other teams in the group are starting to pull away a tad. And, well, there is room for playoffs. Of course there is, but we can't do it while fouling constantly, you know? It's, yeah, it's not brilliant. Go on. A towel. Is there a chance? Yes, he scores. It's 1-0 to Palestine. Late in the game, Atal comes up in the 77th minute to get the all-important goal that keeps us alive. The through ball, and I had to just make sure I had the angle, and it goes in. I initially thought I missed it, but it goes in, and Atal might have saved us. I mean, our last game is against Australia, so it is a bit of an ask, but still, we might have just, well, we need to hold on first, but we might have just done it over the top. We have 5 minutes just over to hold on, plus added. And I'm just trying to stop him, but every time I touch him, it's a foul. It almost feels like Qatar have paid the refs in this game. Maybe they have, I don't know. I'm not insinuating anything about Qatar, but it's crossed in by Soria. It's headed and it's over the bar, thankfully. Cleared away. And cleared away again. And Palestine have won against Qatar 1-0. We've done it. We've got the win we needed to stay alive. Unfortunately, our last game of the tournament, or the campaign even, is against Australia. Alright guys, so this is the situation going into the last game of the qualifiers. So Australia and Japan have already locked down those top 2 positions. Palestine are currently in the playoff position, but if we lose, then obviously South Korea or Qatar can steal it from us. So yeah, there is a chance we could get knocked out on the final day, which would suck, but I'm going to try my best to clinch that playoff spot. In the other group, since we're in the playoff spot, it's looking like Iraq and North Korea are gunning for automatics, and they probably will get it because Iran have played their 8th game, so they probably will get it. UAE could steal that spot away from Iran. Saudi Arabia will not qualify. They'll be about 1 point behind if they win their last match. So potentially, if we stay in the playoff position, it could be Palestine versus Iran or Palestine versus the UAE if we stay there. Alright then guys, big match coming up. Australia versus Palestine. We are away from home for this one. If we lose, we lose. There's nothing I can do. You know, I think it was just the fact that we couldn't finish our chances in the bigger games. We didn't step up. However, I'm still proud of the performance from Palestine here, because half-star team in a group like this is extremely hard. So Australia have a corner in the 4th minute. That's never fun. It's headed and it's gone in. No! Already 1-0 down thanks to Lucas Neal. And that is 1-0 to Australia. No, man. Like, this defending here, I mean, he pushed us out the way. He's stronger. Over the top, here comes Atal, the top goal scorer so far this region. But he doesn't show it there. He puts it wide. So many times I've had that. So through ball to Atal. I'm doing every trick in the book to try and get through on goal, and he scores to make it 1-1. A few people in the past have complained that, you know, I do the diagonal trick quite a lot, but, you know, when you need a goal, right? And it's 1-1. And, yeah, Atal, he actually finished that time, thankfully. So we're back all level. And, well, I don't know what happens as it stands, because there's 2 teams behind us that could quite easily win. Qatar have doubled their lead over South Korea. I don't know what that means for the group, but they are stacking the goals, and I know they are behind us. So, yeah, we'll see what happens with that one. And it's booted downfield. Australia have it. Here comes Kennedy. He puts it in for 2-1. Just like that, Kennedy scores before half-time, and that's 2-1 to Australia. Palestine's hopes are diminishing in this qualifying run as we speak. 45 minutes to turn it around. It was just a header, and then my defence just wasn't even set. You know what I mean? Like, 2 defenders back, and Kennedy was just like, yeah, fire it in. Here comes Palestine. Is there a chance? Oh my goodness. Wide again. Harry Kewell into the box. And that is 3-1. My defenders were all bunched up. I don't know why, but Kennedy has scored again, and it's 3-1. And this game is really, really away from us now. Palestine might not qualify. Look at that. Like, the 2 defenders were just like marking the dude in the middle, but then Kennedy got loose. Oh, there was focus on the other guy, not Kennedy. And here comes Australia off the bar, header, and oh no, that is just so disappointing. And Bresciano has made it 4, and this match will definitely be the one to kill the run. It's just so frustrating. Nobody wanted to defend, and then it comes off the bar, and then Bresciano here, he has a header, and then the goalkeeper did save it, but it's just, yeah, one of those things. And we're 4-1 down against Australia. I mean, we didn't have much of a chance, but I wanted to believe. And that's a hell of a ball, by the way. A hell of a ball. And that is 4-2. Brilliant. Okay, well, Atawa's got another one, and there's still 19 minutes to play. Like, you know, Barcelona-esque comeback against PSG kind of thing. Who says no? Well, it looks like it's going to be the end of the run for Palestine. It's literally the 89th minute. We can't tackle Australia properly. Tired legs, tired minds. We did try. We really did try. But unfortunately, it's just not enough here, as we're going to crash out of qualifying to Australia. No shame in that, obviously. But, yeah, it's just a shame. Like, it's just a real shame that we couldn't do it in the end. And that's 4-3. Come on, that's something to cheer about at the end. And it's Abba Latifa. Put the ball on the centre circle. Maybe there's a chance. Probably not, right? Come on. There's no way. That was last kick of the game. Palestine 3, Australia 4. Great game at the end of this qualifying campaign. But it's just not enough. It's just not enough. But hold on. Oh, come on. Don't tease me like that. All right, well, we lost the last match. I'm not sure about the group situation. We conceded a lot of goals in that match. However, we actually scored a lot as well. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Look at that. Look. Oh my god. Oh, we made the playoffs by a single goal, because Qatar have conceded 1 more goal than us. So if we didn't get that 3rd goal at the end of the Australia game, oh my goodness. Or was it the result that we got against Qatar, where we won 1-0? That single goal. That is crazy. We made the playoffs by like a single goal. That is mental. If Qatar scored 1 more goal, they would have gone through. They would have gone through to the playoffs. We would have been done. That is mental. Let's check out our opponent. Who is it? It's the UAE. They pinched it from Iran. So, yes, slightly better, but still quite hard. So, yeah, I'm glad this run extends to a playoff for Palestine. How about that? Even if we don't qualify for the World Cup, it's still pretty cool. It's pretty remarkable how Palestine got here in the playoffs, you know, like I said, by literally like 1 goal pretty much. So, can we pull off a miracle and get through the playoffs? Our defence is still shaky. We're conceding a lot of goals. But against the UAE, it might be slightly different. We did beat Qatar, who are about the same level as UAE on this game. And also we lost against them as well. But that does give me a little bit of hope that we could do it. Palestine cross it in. It's headed and it's offside. An offside goal early on. That is super annoying. Over the top. Palestine have got it. Oh, good save. Again, 2 chances in the first 8 minutes and still nothing. Apart from the 2 shots we've had in the first 10 minutes, this half has been very dead. Al Hamadi on the ball. And, I knew that was going to try and lob my keeper. Those kind of crosses are so weird because the computer can do them pretty much all the time. The UAE here with Al Mari. Into the box, and it's wide by the UAE, and that will be half time with the score at 0-0. Both sides have had really good chances, however, still remains 0-0. He's on the ball here, trying to get the ball into the box. It's just cut out. UAE go for it. It bounces towards them, and that is going to be probably the final shot of the game. This game has been quite a dull match, but I'll take a 0-0 here. Literally the final second of the game. It's going to be ending here 0-0. Not a bad result for Palestine here at home. It's just I wish I could have done more in front of goal. But it was actually a very even game in the midfield area. Now we have to go back to the UAE to see if we can try and beat them away from home. So our next match of this playoff game is the away leg against the UAE here. And we really need to try and get a goal, otherwise it'll go to extra time or penalties, or unless the UAE can score, we'll go out in the playoff round. Which, to be fair, even if we go out, I wouldn't be angry about it, because we did get here by sheer luck. Here comes the UAE, and oh, they just scored! They've scored from outside the box, and it's Al Janabi. Unbelievable goal, considering that he scored just from outside the box, right? Turned round here, and he didn't really have that much momentum on the turn to do that, but he still did it. That is a fantastic goal, and the UAE are 1-0 up here in this playoff match, and it just floats into the back of the net. Here comes Al Janabi, the goal scorer, and he crosses that in, and it's 2. It's 2-0 to the UAE, and Al Hamadi in the 19th minute has scored to make it 2-0 to the UAE. Palestine are facing elimination from this World Cup qualification. What a ball, and the touch as well. That was just a nice touch, you know, one of those flick-ons, and it went straight in. Oh, okay, well, I mean, away from home against the UAE, it was always going to be tough. This whole qualifying series has been so hard for Palestine, unfortunately. Oh my goodness, what a save. I thought that was floating in for 3-0. That's why I kind of stayed silent on that one. Look at this. Checked it down and volleyed. And that was going in. Absolutely. What a save by the Palestinian keeper. UAE on the wing. They cross it in. Headed away. And they still have it. And it's caught again. They've had like 7 shots in this half. Scoring 2, of course. And I don't know. It just feels like we are ever so slightly off on our passing and everything like that. That's a great ball. Fantastic. And that's gone wide. That would have ended the game 100%. That ball over the top just completely stumped our defence. The through ball to a towel. Can he get one back? He has. It rolls in for 2-1. And Palestine have got the away goal, but they're still 1 goal down in this match. If they get another away goal, they will go through on away goals. And there's 15 minutes to play. And Palestine can really make a break for this, maybe. Go on. Abba Latifa. He's going through on goal. Can he do it for Palestine? Oh, off the post. Oh my goodness. There's 8 minutes or just over to go. And we hit the post. Here comes the UAE. Are they going to make me pay? Great save. And no, it bounces out to... Oh, our defender missed the clearance. And in the 86th minute, that is it. It is over for Palestine. Look at this. It was saved by our goalkeeper. And then the captain, he missed the kick pretty much. It went over him. So obviously it didn't really register properly. And yeah, so frustrating. But we weren't good enough in this game. We left it a little bit too late. And the UAE will go through to the next round. Even if we do score here. Is there a chance? Okay, we got the goal. 3-2. We are trying. We are trying with 2 minutes left. Can Palestine do it? I know it's exploitable as hell, this game. I know it is. But come on. It does provide some really fun matchups and some fun scenarios. This will pretty much be end of the game. The UAE are keeping possession as they should. And Palestine's semi-miracle run will come to an end. Miracle that we got to the playoffs and we only lost by 3-2. I did try my hardest. I absolutely did in that game. And if we didn't hit the post in like the 81st minute, it could have been 3-3. Could have been a different story. You know, coulda, shoulda, woulda. You know, all that sort of stuff. But unfortunately, we go out in this World Cup process. Alright then, so it simulated the whole tournament, and Germany beat Portugal in the World Cup final 3-2, and Spain beat the Netherlands 3-0 in the third place playoff. Okay then, so before we wrap this video up, let's just go through the other qualifiers and see who qualified, etc, etc. So we know our group, of course, that's what happened. In Group B, it looked like that as well, of course, with the UAE finishing in the playoffs, and then we lost in the playoffs, of course, we all know that. Let's hop over to Oceania, where was New Zealand that qualified, but again, the same situation as us. They qualified because they got the better goal difference over Vanuatu. That is seriously unlucky for Vanuatu. And New Caledonia and Fiji actually made it really close in that one. In South America, it looked like this, and we have Brazil, Chile, Paraguay and Ecuador all qualifying automatically, and for the first time ever, Argentina, in my runs anyway, Argentina went to the playoff. They usually qualify automatically, and they were almost pipped by Colombia in that playoff spot to not qualify. Imagine if Argentina didn't qualify for the World Cup. That's insane. That is absolutely ridiculous that Argentina, you know, almost didn't qualify. They went to the playoffs. We'll find out their opponent in a minute. As we see in CONCACAF, we have a little bit of a surprising situation. Obviously, United States come top with 22 points, Jamaica in second, El Salvador in third, and Canada in fourth. Trinidad and Tobago and Costa Rica obviously eliminated, but where is Mexico? Where are they? And I'll tell you where they are. They are in Group B at the bottom of the group. That is insane. Like, Mexico didn't even get a single win in the first round of qualifying on this game. In Europe, the biggest confederation there is with all the groups and that, we have got Denmark qualifying automatically, with Portugal going to the playoffs, which is a little bit of a surprise. The rest of the teams not really that close. In Group B, we have Greece top of that one by 1 point. Switzerland had to go to the playoffs, and again Israel, Latvia, Moldova and Luxembourg not really that close. In Group C, it was Poland going through with 18 points, and Slovakia going to the playoffs also with 18 points. Czech Republic missed out by 2 points, Slovenia missed out by 3, and Northern Ireland about 8 points behind, not really that close. San Marino actually picked up a win in that campaign, which is quite remarkable. In Group D, we have Germany going through pretty much almost perfect with 28 points. Russia 10 points behind them go to the playoffs, and Wales were 4 points behind the playoff thing, so a little bit close, and then the rest of them not really that close. In Group E, we have Spain going through in that one unbeaten, 22 points. Turkey went through to the playoffs with 12 points. Belgium and Bosnia missed out by 1 point. Estonia missed out by 2 points, and Armenia missed out by 3. So it was a huge battle for that playoff spot, and Turkey won that privilege. In Group F, it was Croatia topping that group, with England going to the playoffs. You don't usually see Croatia top this group in this game because, well, you know, I don't really know why. I think England are slightly overrated, but they actually did it that time, and England had to go to the playoffs. So well done to Croatia for automatically qualifying. In Group G, it was France going through automatically, Serbia going to the playoffs, Romania 5 points behind the playoff places, and Austria about 7 points behind, and the other two not really close at all. In Group H, it was Bulgaria going through to the World Cup automatically. Montenegro pipped Italy by a point. That is so cool that they eliminated Italy. Italy and Ireland missed out by a few points, but the biggest casualty there is obviously Italy. That is very strange. Well, I mean, I've seen it before that Italy have never qualified on this game, you know, and we've had it in real life as well, but it's just cool to see Montenegro go to the playoff over Italy. And in Group I, it's Holland going through automatically, with Scotland presumably going to the playoffs. In Africa, it was Algeria automatically qualifying in a group with Cameroon, Congo DR and Mauritania. In Group B, we have Burkina Faso going through in first place in that one, so they qualify alongside South Africa, the hosts, as well. In Group C, it was Egypt going through to the World Cup over Togo and Senegal. Sudan did pretty well for themselves as well, only finishing 4 points behind. In Group D, it was Ghana going through with 11 points, Nigeria missing out by 2 points. In Group E, it was obviously Ivory Coast. It usually is on this game, it usually is. Alright then, so playoff matches, we have England beating Switzerland in the European playoffs by 5-2, so that was kind of easy for England there. In Group B's playoff series, we have Portugal beating Serbia by 7-0 over the 2 legs, so they absolutely mopped the floor with Serbia there. In Group C, we have Slovakia beating Russia 3-2 over the 2 legs, so congratulations to Slovakia. And in Group D, we have Montenegro qualifying for the World Cup for the first time ever, beating Scotland 4-2. So after our game, we could have gone against New Zealand, which would have been a really good matchup if we got that far. And it was actually New Zealand that beat the UAE by a slender 2-1 margin over the 2 legs. So unlucky UAE. And in CONCACAF, oh my goodness, that is insane how Argentina struggled in that one. Okay, so it's 3-3 in the first leg. You know, Argentina got 3 away goals, so that's a massive thing to take back. But then they only had to get a 1-0 win over Canada to beat them 4-3 over the 2 legs. That is mental that Argentina had to go to the playoffs. You don't see it that often on this game. And finally, just to wrap up the whole World Cup, in Group A, Greece topped that one with South Africa going through as well. In Group B, it was England and Germany comfortably going through. Ecuador only got the 3 points in that one, and New Zealand with 0. In Group C, it was North Korea going through with Portugal as well. Ivory Coast missing out and Croatia only getting 1 point. That's weird, that group. That's almost identical to the actual group that North Korea got, minus Brazil. If you replace Croatia with Brazil, it would have been the exact same group. In Group D, we have a very odd group here. Poland, Brazil, Jamaica and Burkina Faso. And Poland and Brazil come out on top in that one. Only just. I mean, Poland were quite comfortable, but Brazil kind of struggled. In Group E, it was Bulgaria going through with 5 points. France going through with identical points as well. And Egypt and El Salvador going home. In Group F, it was Holland and Australia going through very comfortably. Chile and Slovakia going home. In Group G, it was Spain and the USA going through. In that one, Algeria and Denmark going home. And in Group H, it was Argentina and Ghana going through, Iraq and Montenegro going home in that one. And if we go into the round of 16/quarterfinals and stuff, let's just see if there's any surprises at all. And looking at it, not really. I mean, we have some teams that don't usually go to the round of 16 that much, such as, like, you know, North Korea and Bulgaria on this game as well. And that is going to be the end of your Palestine run. Unfortunately, we couldn't get to the World Cup, getting bounced out by the UAE in the playoffs, but it was a decent run and a very long run as well, to be fair. This video has been very long. I'm looking at the recording, it's almost 3 hours long. Really hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I'm really pleased that I was able to sit here and record it and obviously put it out on YouTube. I hope it's received well. That's all I'm asking for. You know, I just hope it's received well with the community. I'm not trying to do anything like that. You know me, I do every single nation in the world. We said that we would do every single nation in this game and the 2014 game and European games as well. Every single one, regardless of what is happening in real life. So yeah, I just wanted to put that out there, and I hope you guys will join me for the next run, whoever that may be. And if you did enjoy this Palestine run here today, then please give it a like and subscribe. And if you want to check out my older runs, then please feel free to do so. And keep it loco as always, and I'll see you again for the next video.